Hey guys, it's your girl Jess. I'm back, at least for a hot second. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time seeing me. So it just occurred to me today that I told you guys that when I revealed what house Melanie and Nick would move into, I would tell you an interesting fact about this process. So I decided to turn my camera on and do it, since I got this new hotness. Anyway, so okay. I think I've been planning this move for like a year, maybe. That's probably not true, but it feels like a year because I've been working on it behind the scenes very slowly. And even before I settled on this particular house, there was another house that I thought was going to be the one, which is the whole reason for this video. And I was, working on renovating that one as well. So I think, yeah, it may have been almost a year I've been working on Melanick's new house. So, okay, you guys saw 4 houses, 2 in Willow Creek, Windenburg, and the Del Sol Valley house. My original thought for this whole escapade was to let you guys pick which house they moved into. At the time, there were only 3, the 2 Oasis Spring houses and the Windenburg one. Well, okay, because I was gonna leave their fate in your hands, I had to make sure that whatever you guys picked, I would be okay with. Because I have to play in this house, it's nice to give you guys a little bit of control over the story, but I'm sorry, you guys can't have it. You can't have it. You can't have total control. Anyway, so that's another reason why this process has gone on so long. It's because I had to find houses that A, would work for them and, would kind of be in their style-ish, and B, be houses that I would be happy working with. So my requirement was that, it has enough bedrooms for them to have however many kids they're going to have. I don't know. I'm not planning their lives to that degree. I can't see them with like a herd of children though, but we'll see what happens. I wanted them to have enough bedrooms for however many kids they're going to have, and plus like a guest bedroom and an office and, like other rooms that could take the place of things they were going to leave behind in Brittany's house. I also wanted it to have a little bit of yard, pretty much all the stuff that Melanie wanted is what I wanted for them. And, like I wanted it to be a nice house, even if it wasn't naturally nice. Like that first house was very plain, but it had good bones. And with a renovation, it would have been beautiful. I wanted houses that had good potential, bonus points if it had potential for expansion. The first house was plain, but it had the basement, it got extra points for that. The second Oasis Springs house was beautiful and like already done up. I probably would have done very little to that house. I kind of like the whole old Mission look to it, but some of that stuff was just too matchy for them. When I found the Windenburg house though, I was like, oh, okay, this house has almost everything. It's the biggest, it was the cheapest. It had that nice backyard and, like it had potential. I probably could have found a way to put a basement in there, I might have had to do a little bit of renovation, like some hardcore, knocking walls down and stuff like that. But I think I could have put a basement in there. I was going to let you guys decide. But then the more I started looking at the Windenburg house and just thinking of what I was going to do with it, because, I had ideas for what I was going to do with all the houses. So as the Windenburg house, unveiled itself more and more to me, I was like, nah, this has to be the house. But I still wanted you guys to choose, I thought that would be a nice way to get some audience participation. You guys will have fun with that. I don't do things like that often, but I like to try and find ways to get you guys involved. So I was like, okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm still gonna let them choose, but I'm gonna present it in a way that they will choose the house I want. Because, those other two houses just didn't cut it when I found the Windenburg one. First, I was gonna let you choose, but then I was gonna kind of rig it so you would kind of be forced to choose the house I wanted. But then I was like, there's still a chance they might pick, let's say, Oasis Springs number 2. Because a lot of you guys did like that house. That backyard was killer. Ugh. And I just didn't want that chance. So I decided to not let you guys vote. But it's funny though, because seeing you guys' reactions to all 3 houses, you guys would have picked the Windenburg one anyway. But anyway, that's not the end. That's not the end. That's only the beginning of this part 2 of this process. I decided to take away your right to vote, and I started working on renovating the Windenburg house. But the more I got involved in, tearing that house apart and rearranging this, and I just kind of felt, okay, let me explain how I play. I find it hard to concentrate on more than one sim at a time. That's why legacies are great for me, because, you tend to focus on the heir and everyone else is, kind of just ancillary. They're not. I don't believe that. Clearly. Anissa is my girl. But, the main point of what needs to be written is the life and times of the heir or heiress. So, legacies are wonderful for me in that way. Because, it's kind of geared toward focusing on one sim. So, this generation 2 of the Pearsons, is Melanie's generation. And so, as you can probably tell, from reading the story, whatever happens in Melanie's life trumps everything. Sometimes I want to focus on someone else. I want to go check on Nate, or I want to go, you guys, I miss Rodney so much. I've been missing Rodney for a year. And I want to go check on him, and Alondra is so bad, but we have Melanie's wedding, and and Melanie is the star of the show. So whatever comes up, I have to take care of it. Anyway, but Melanie has a partner. His name is Nick. You guys love him, and I do too. Even though he's in the house with her, I tend to neglect his life. You can probably tell, because when Anissa was still there, I kind of got into her life too. Not a whole lot, but so I like to stay true to my characters so they feel real to you guys and they're recognizable. If they do something wrong, you guys know it's not right, because it's out of character, or or you can understand where they're coming from, because you you guys know my characters very, very, very well. I love your comments, even when they're wrong and you guys are scolding them, I'm like, this is great, because you guys know them, and that's a compliment for me, it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Anyway, so Nick is a support character, not just by his role in the story, but by nature. He's a very supportive guy. He's very adaptable. But being that way myself, I know the support they give can only go but so far before they feel bent out of shape, as you guys have seen. with this house situation, and Nick finally speaking up. As I'm revamping this house and, redecorating it and talking to Ladybug Sembler behind the scenes, I'm hearing Nick in my head. I have an idea of what Nick wants. Nick grew up in a 2-bedroom townhouse. He's not rich. Well, he didn't grow up rich. He comes from a very regular family. Even though Nick didn't get into the business of acting to be rich and famous and, floss, be like Thorne Bailey, going around town and, and Gucci sunglasses and stuff. Nick did recognize that, that is a byproduct of being good at what he does. And so he kind of was looking forward to it, he knew that if he was a good actor and did a good job and, people loved him and he kept getting all these good gigs, that he would be famous. And, with being famous comes being rich. And, he wanted a nice house on the hill or, whatever. And, with Melanie talking about everything's too fancy, it's like, whoa, you're trampling on my dreams now, And so as I'm renovating this house, I'm hearing him in my ear, because even though that was a very nice house, Nick wouldn't have wanted a nice house in the suburbs like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was too regular for him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the writer of this story. You guys are going to do what I say, right? Like I made you. This is me talking back to Nick. But after a while, I was like, ugh, I can't do Nick like that. Like, this story is all about Melanie right now, but I can't forget about Nick. Nick is very much a part of this story, just like she is. And he deserves some say in how the story ends or whatever. And, I knew that house wasn't going to cut it for him. And plus it's in Windenburg, Nick, Windenburg and Nick just don't mix, it's too far, it's too cold, he just would not enjoy it. And I feared how that might affect him in the long run. And, maybe down the line that would cause problems in their relationship, which honestly would have been fun to explore to a point. Because, Melanie is my baby and I don't want to hurt her. But, sometimes you have to go through things and I am very much willing to explore that. But this particular thing I could have prevented because it was kind of unnecessary. Once I accepted the fact that Nick was not going to be happy with my choice of house, I stopped the plans of renovating it and I started looking for another house. I had zero plans of moving them to Del Sol Valley. Ooh, I can't wait until you guys see the house finished. It's not, I can't show it to you because A, it's not done, and B, it's not time for them to move in yet. So, I can't do my house tour right now. Anyway, so I found this house and it was built on this particular Del Sol Valley lot. And my world is very full right now. And honestly, that was the only lot that was available. Actually, it wasn't even available. I had to kick Thorne and Octavia out. Well, I didn't kick them out. I just moved them into old girl's house. Ward, Judith, or did I? I don't know. Somebody lived there and they're not anymore. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't have any plans for them to move to Del Sol Valley. But, I found this house. I fell in love with it. I knew as soon as I saw it, it was the one. When I put it on the appropriate lot, I was like, Del Sol Valley, this changes everything. But the point of this video was to tell you about my my interesting facts about this house finding process. Maybe when I do the house tour, I'll share a little bit more about, I don't know. You ever just lose your entire train of thought? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning about this house hunting process with Melanie and Nick and Kenya. And I can't wait to do another video. I don't know when the house tour is going to be. It's currently end of fall in the game. And the wedding is going to be in the spring sometime. I don't know when, probably end of spring. It depends on what happens in the other rotations that I'm going to do in between. All that to say, moving in to the house takes place after the wedding. So we have a little bit to go before the house tour. So stay tuned for that. And I will catch up with you guys on Tumblr. Take care.